Now, I was the brutal DM, as Jack was describing with his Jazari story. And I think I still have more player deaths or player character deaths, shall we say. I'm not that brutal.
Don't kill the players.
Maybe one or two.
Yeah,
But
player deaths definitely go a lot.
Kill your players.
Character deaths.
Honestly,
you tend to get a lot more stories told about you on Reddit.
Got one
I've run
infamous.
The clip you are about to watch is from Talking in the Library, live every Wednesday evening. Do subscribe so you can watch live.
Older D&D and just how fine everyone is with, yeah, you died. They're dead.
Yep.
I miss it. I want more games like that.
Well,
We're all
if you want more games like that,
It's not. It hasn't gone anywhere. The books didn't disintegrate. You can actually still play them.
didn't burn down. Yeah.
I mean, Delver was again someone I went to twice actually for advice on old games. One was to get my hands on the reprints of the AD&D stuff, which even though I've worked my way through quite a bit of it, I don't fucking know what I'm doing. And he also advised me on the Traveller, which makes more sense to me in theory, although I'm yet to actually be able to play it. But no, if you want death, do what I did. I came off a campaign where I was really invested in crafting this world because I was like, oh, I'm writing a book based in a world that I've been working on since I was in high school. I'll try and run a campaign in it and see how it goes. And I put a lot of effort in, and it was really great. Best campaign I've ever run, in my opinion. Now I just went, well, I put a lot of effort in last time, so now I'm just going to kind of phone it in. This is the most character deaths I've ever witnessed in a campaign that I've ever had. we have got a bit of a scoreboard going. And it's been great. It's been quite fun. I don't think Brass will agree with me, but I've enjoyed it.
I thought Delver was a millennial.
One of mine. Yes. Someone just dropped something in surprise.
My chair is falling apart.
Who haven't we gone to? Is it just you, Brass, that hasn't given a story?
It might be.
Yes. Brass Dragon. Your character story. One that stuck with you. A character that stuck with you. One that you love playing.
This is the issue. I think out of everyone here, I've been playing just TTRPGs in general the least. Because I started D&D in 2020, 5 years ago, all 5e. And for most of that, I've been a forever DM. Because most of Jack's campaigns don't go past level 6. But that being said, there is one campaign that technically has, for me, and also his wife. We're both level 8. Everyone else is level 3 because they keep dying. And that's the campaign he just mentioned with all the character death and things like that. And there was one character death which Jack technically caused, but he didn't. The DM can't claim credit for this one. So my character is this ditzy princess paladin. Also the most powerful character in the group by far.
Yeah.
And she's become the de facto leader of the group. Despite she was supposed to be the dumbest character in the group, but none of the other players. And if we have like a puzzle, they're all just half asleep. So yeah. I just sort of like it. I guess I'm the leader now. I guess I'm solving the puzzle. and one of the characters though, he there was an early guest on this show that some of you know as Baby DM because he's only 22, little Zoomer, and he's only just started DMing. Actually, it's been 2 years now. He's been playing
my grandchild.
Oh, God.
Because if I introduced you to the game, you introduced him to the game, that makes you're my son. He is my grandson.
Yeah, pretty much. And he had a character
from the referral.
What?
Oh yeah.
a few dollars from the referral was that? That's it.
Well, this the baby DM. He started out. He joined a few sessions in. We were playing Tyranny of Dragons.
Everybody's favorite.
It sucked.
It sucked.
I know.
So I eventually just threw the book away and said, I'm going to carry on with the ideas, but it's now mine.
Out of the Abyss, however, that's a good one.
Well, after the Dragon Hatchery, which is like the first little dungeon with the most bafflingly... Why are there no dragons in it? Why is there a roper?
What? There's a half dragon.
And it's not only it's a roper that speaks to you, and you feed it, and it disappears. Oh my God. Right, anyway. So after that, Baby DM comes in, and he makes a war domain cleric, and his entire character is he's like my character's sworn bodyguard from the Temple of Lathander, this righteous power, and he played it really well, and then he died to an ooze and a black dragon. And he's a sadistic guy as well. He loves his character style. He was there. His armor was being eaten by the ooze, and he's like, "Yes, please, more. Oh, yes, I'm so glad I failed that saving throw. Oh, this is so great. Oh, my shield's been destroyed. Oh, wonderful. This is fantastic." The character he made after that was a gnome rogue.
The wife is giggling in the background as well.
And he looked like a goblin, to be fair, but you could tell this character was evil on a meta level because the first red flag, he came out of the forest outside of our little castle, and he was ugly. And I was like, look at that ugly little gnome along the road. He must be evil. He must be some kind of agent of Tiamat. So we went out there, I beat the shit out of him a few times. And he was, and I tried to use my divine sense to see if there's anything wrong with him, and did an insight check and couldn't detect anything about this character. So I was like, you know what? We'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but I don't trust him. He doesn't look right. So, and he's a gnome and a rogue. Just that combination doesn't sit well with me. So we kept him on a bit of a short leash. Anyway, a good few sessions later, and he's trying to like kiss up to my character all the time. He's, you're so glorious, you're so wonderful, like cheering me on, clapping his little gnome hands. And we got to a point where we took out this camp full of cultists, and I was interrogating one of the cultists. And for a cultist, he was a pretty honourable guy. He was like this knight, and he surrendered. He dropped his weapon, and I was like, well, I'm a paladin. I'm not going to execute you, but I'm going to interrogate you. And he was about to reveal some very crucial information on cultist activity in Waterdeep. And as he's about to do that, Slizglag the rogue tries to kill him, tries to assassinate him, misses his attack rolls 3 times in a row, and then the cultist goes, "Can I just fight this guy?" And I was like, you know what? Yeah. Whoever wins. So the cultist and the rogue fight. The cultist wins. Is about to kill him, and I was like, right, that's enough. Okay, I'll spare his life. It's all right. You can go. You're free. Just get out of here. So the cultist leaves. All's happy. Anyway, the next session he does something very similar, and slices some guy's throat as he's about to reveal some information. So
does he work for this cult? Like, what the heck?
Well, this is the thing.
Sorry, I'm getting
and I was like, right, I'm starting to suspect this character might actually be evil. Now, Jack had introduced an artifact, which is this blue gem, and in the description of this artifact, it says, if an evil character lays hold of this gem, they take like 10d10 force damage.
Oh, God.
So I went to this rogue who was in the middle of his level up. He was level 3, and he was literally roll 20 character mancer. Right, I'm level 4. Hooray! He was picking his abilities, and I go, right, hold this. A minute, hang on. just hold this for a second. He's like, no, I don't want to. So he tied him to a tree and put it in his hand, and he disintegrated.
67 points of radiant damage.
What's the average on that? That's 55.
It was 10d10 plus 10 radiant.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he had...
So 65 static. Gee!
He had about, what was it, like 30 HP? He was level 3.
Yeah.
Probably less, actually. Probably in the 20s.
That's not fair.
I think, actually.
So the idea... Now, he was well aware, out of character, of what this gem did. The gem itself was actually a callback to my previous campaign, which I said was my best one ever, where Brass's character in that was Brolgir Ironbreaker, who crafted out of he removed a curse of a cursed sapphire, which is what this gem is, and he then made rings of starlight using this sapphire, which overcame the nearly impossible to get out of paralysis check the BBEG would do on you whenever you got into a range of her. So the reason the gem was so powerful is because it was literally a legendary artifact from a different campaign. Now there is a caveat within that gem's damaging properties to evil creatures, which is not known to the players, so I can't tell you what it is here. I'll message it to you in a second. But yeah, evil creatures, they get zapped if they try and take hold of it. But yeah, mid-level up, poof.
So technically Jack killed him because he created the item, but
I didn't make you use it.
Is this the kind of campaign where if you have to make a new character, do they go all the way back to level 1? Or like
kind of. I say
no.
you can get your subclass.
All campaigns.
Or
Oh, so like 1 to 3, basically.
If you want, you can go a level lower and have your pick of a magic item.
Oh.
I was trying to go back and capture a bit of that old schooly.
Do you give them a dish of ice cream too? You simp.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I feel like standard D&D right now is a little too nice.
I'm here from Lake
Right,
Geneva,
right.
Wisconsin, and my orders from Gary Gygax are to weed out all non-hackers who do not pack the gear to adventure in my beloved campaigns.
Man, look, I actually agree that Dungeons and Dragons is a little bit too nice, which is why we have just as many dead and rotting party members at the moment as we do our live ones.
It's really funny that D&D has become it's a really healthy, welcoming community, which is kind of ironic because that's not where it started.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of other problems nowadays too.
Yeah.
Whoa. We're getting too close to the culture war. Back off. But yeah, carry on, Runesmith.
But shoot, I forgot what I was going to say.
I have that effect on
The
reasonable.
early format is a lot of fun, and I feel like there does need to be. I was going to say there are so many grim, dark campaigns and settings that are completely successful, which highly contrasts how nice everything feels, where everyone wants to feel safe in the worst possible setting.
Yeah.
Are you going to pull out a Grim Hollow book?
We had to import these. Runesmith, you're in with Ghostfire, aren't you?
I am. I know the CEO himself.
I had to import these from the United States.
Oh yeah, they did they got a warehouse here now, which is really nice.
So if you would like to say that there are people over here in Old Blighty that do like the stuff and would like to get it without having to pay taxes on import duties, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But no, this was actually, I have been promising this to the wife. Say hi, wife. Do you want to lean in and wave? There's wife.
Hi,
And I've been promising this to her, believe it or not, since we watched one of your videos back in the day. And she's all about the grim and the dark, and she wants to run that as her first 5e campaign. So what was I saying? I've done it as well. No, the game is very easy now. In fact, this brings us into something.
Well, I'd like to say something. Hang on.
Go for it.
I think everyone agrees it's become too easy, and I'm a monster manual freak. I read through monster stat blocks all the time. I've read for the Grim Hollow one. I love it, by the way. But I look at dragon stat block. I look at the brass dragon and be like, this is shit. This is a CR13 monster. Some YouTuber, I can't remember his name. He's a very small channel, like 2K subs, but he does all number crunching. And he worked out that the average monster in 2014 5e survives one round against an appropriate level party. And the average monster in 2024, or 2025 technically, survives 1.5. So well done, Watsy. We'll give a round of the bloody applause for that.
On this topic, Brass, I am going to link the video of an old talking in the library in chat. And I'm going to DM this to you as well, Runesmith, because I think it would make Brass's day if you gave him a criticism of his brass dragon stat block.
I was going to note, I remember the 2014 dragons being really kind of disappointing, where they only do like 2 to 3 things per round. And I was talking to Pointy Hat, and I am not a huge fan of 2024 like D&D, but they did make dragons a little more fun.
They did improve the dragons. I will give them that. The dragons are objectively better in 2020.
I really came around to how they changed like legendary and layer stuff.
You see, 2024, I was warming to it for all of 5 seconds, and then they buggered up something else with another scandal, and straight away I was like, no, I'm just not. I'm very much on the not one more gold piece of Wizards of the Coast train.
Back to what I was saying though, like everyone agrees, too easy. Now I was the brutal DM, as Jack was describing with his Jazari story, and I think I still have more player deaths than or player character deaths. Should we say? I'm not that brutal.
Don't kill the players.
Maybe one or two.
Yeah, player deaths definitely go.
Kill your players.
Character deaths.
But honestly,
you tend to get a lot more stories told about you on Reddit.
Got one.
I've run
infamous.
I've run about 3.5 campaigns in these 5 years that I've been playing, and I feel like I've softened up more than I've hardened up as a DM. Because Jack's gone the other way. He put loads of work into this one campaign, and he had this one moment where everything he had just been describing, these two players obviously weren't paying attention to a single bit of it, and he snapped. He lost it, and he's like, you know what, that's it. Next campaign. I'm not holding back. But I've gone the other way. At my current campaign, we've only got 2 player character deaths. One of them was because the player of that barbarian was planning on changing character anyway. We were fighting the BBEG of the first arc, and I was like, well, now's the time to not hold back against him. And then the other one was entirely through roleplay, where Jack killed him.
Oh, yeah!
And that was Baby DM's other character. That's twice he's died to PvP.
It's amazing how many of Baby DM's characters I have killed, both as a fellow party member and as one of his dungeon masters. But to be fair, he was being evil. Just a little bit when I stabbed him. Fallen Monk D20, welcome. Welcome.
Another one of my homeboys.
The homeboys!
Yeah.
I feel like your homeboys sit around a fire in a small hut casting chicken bones.
We literally do. We have a podcast where we do exactly that. It's just the 3 of us.
I'm going to have to go
chewing on bristle.
Yes, there was that. Look, guys, I've had a couple Rumble rants waiting in the background.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything else you want to say on the stories front before I launch into these?
When you were talking about like villainous or evil characters that are in a party, I played I think a rogue gnome named Tometo.
It's always the gnomes.
That's exactly what I mean.
Well, yeah, my main character, Sybil's the gnome, who's like the first book that I released.
Yes, the shepherd druid. Druid is the best class.
It is. It is. That and cleric.
That and ranger.
Everyone's going to disagree with you.
I know. I am Athanasius.
Tometo was actually able to succeed and like steal a magic item and run away. And the most intense moment in any D&D campaign is when you are working actively against other people at the table with the DM as a mediator to try and accomplish something that they hate.
Guys,
that'll get you sweating.
Runesmith, I'm going to have to get you back on to talk Braunsteins at some point, if you know that concept.
I would have to do research, but
I will try and, if it's all right with you, I'll get you back on for that, because that is a kind of mode of play that I think, from what you said there, would tickle your fancy somewhat, because it is all PvP all the time. Right, we are going to move on.
Rumble rants.
It's making me develop a theory that people play gnomes when they're just kind of like
trolling.
When they want to be nasty.
Yeah, they want to be nasty, or they're giving up on life in D&D.
Well, we did used to play with another YouTuber, funnily enough, and he played a gnome wizard that wasn't nasty. Hey, Stibble! Look at him!
Oh, there he is.
That guy's a monster. He is an undead necromancer who's addicted to crack. He's a werewolf too.
Well, that's been done to death.
That's the Skyrim thing of I'm a werewolf, vampire lord, wizard, fighter, skill master. Yeah. Right. We have some rants. Thank you guys for giving me the monies.